Hello, my name is Ka, and my therapist says I'm doing great.
Hi.
Perfect.
Hi, I'm Raquel,
I'm Eve.
I'm Ka.
and this is
Throuples Therapy.
Three friends on a couch with an opinion. It's time for another session. We're not pros, but at least it's free. Better than your therapist. It's Throuples Therapy.
Da 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 da.
Bow.
Someone came up to me after a show and was like, "You're really loud."
You're not loud. You're
I'm pretty loud. I feel like I get
the right volume.
compared to the other comedians. I feel like everyone's so like, "Hey, I'm doing some comedy." I'm like, "Hey, how's it going, everyone?"
You think comedians are quiet?
I feel like I feel like the Montreal scene, most people are pretty like.
That's because you don't hang out with straight comedians that often.
Oh my God, am I a straight comedian? Is that what you're telling me? I'm loud like a straight comedian.
No, you've always been the right volume. Right volume. I have something to tell you.
Confess?
Ka,
What's
Eve.
going on?
I'm not doing well. I'm actually doing really poorly. I'm having a very difficult time. I feel sad. I feel pessimistic. Do you want to know why?
Oh my god. Yeah.
I just ran out of data on my phone.
Oh,
Raquel.
God. I knew there was something coming.
This is gonna be a fake out because that's all you.
It's
do
not
all the
fake.
time.
But in the
It's not
beginning-
fake. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. My mood, my mental health, it always depends on the amount of data that I have on
I
my
agree.
phone.
How many
Same.
gigs you got on the regular?
I don't know. I thought I had enough.
But how much do you pay for? Like
Uh,
40,
I don't know.
2, 6?
I pay too much because I have an iPhone. I'm paying for it. But you know, I don't know how this could have happened. But I can just tell you that I feel powerless now when I leave the house and I don't have data.
You're stranded.
Yeah.
I have to make a related confession, which is that I have unlimited data.
Unlimited.
And it's changed my life, honestly. You
Wow.
should do it.
What did you blow all your data on, Raquel? Do you want?
Oh. Yeah, Raquel, what were you streaming?
No,
What were you streaming, like, not at home, also?
What
Were
were
you
you
doing-
watching and where were you watching it?
Yeah.
I spent all of my data defending freedom
Oh, my God.
by posting on Blue Sky.
Oh.
Yeah, that's boring. Sorry, but like unlimited
Follow
da-
Raquel on Blue Sky.
Wait,
Follow.
how many, what do you call them? What are they called? They're not called tweets. Blues? Skies? Clouds? They should be called clouds.
Skeets.
They're called skeets.
I call them posts.
Skeets. Isn't it
Posts.
skeet like
Skeet?
skeet?
Yeah.
Like isn't that like skeet? You know that song skeet skeet.
I don't know that song.
It-
Wow.
Is
Um,
it good?
I mean, it's a pretty good song.
It's pretty good in like
It's-
2007
It was
or
definitely
whatever it was.
Yeah. You know, Rose Ingrid has a joke about how it united white girls and black people across America.
Okay.
That's true.
No,
It's a really good joke.
didn't unite me. I don't know the song.
Anyways, I don't think they're called skeets according to this reference.
Unlimited data.
But wait, how many? I'm not done yet. How many would you have had to post in order to go through so much data that you?
I don't know. I mean, it's not just that. It's Instagram. It's fucking Instagram. Zuckerberg has a hold on me and all these reels. All these fucking reels.
The reels do take up a lot of data. It's true.
I need to work on like the impulse. Like all these reels.
Yeah.
I think it's so bad for the environment and my bills and like, and I'm genuinely sad and I feel powerless until like the data resets in 3 days. This is gonna be the
Whoa.
worst 3 days of my life.
Well, I recently found out there is a what is it? Internet and Technology Addictions Anonymous,
Oh.
but their only meetings are on Zoom.
See, I can't.
Are you joking?
No, I'm
That
serious.
is so funny. That is so funny. That's like dating and addiction Dating and love anonymous, only having meetings during orgies.
Yeah.
In the lobby of a sex party. Did you go?
No, I've never been.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I don't really struggle with internet or technology addiction, to be fully honest.
No? You're not scrolling? Doom scrolling?
No, definitely. I do maybe
Wow.
I do like 10, maybe 15 minutes, and then I'm done. Like, that's too much for me.
Wow.
Like, maybe at most like a half an hour if I'm like really,
Right.
really. But I like kind of actively, I'm like, I need to disassociate right now. I do it like I'd watch an episode of TV,
With
but it really
intention.
doesn't go past that. I didn't have social
inspiring.
media for years. I had a flip phone before. To the
Wow.
point, this is what you're going to have to do without data. I had a flip phone once, and I was going to visit an apartment that I was messaging with someone on Facebook, and I wrote down all the instructions, but I wrote down the wrong address, and because I got to the house, and they're like, I don't know who you are. And I had a flip phone, so I had to go into the YMCA, ask the employees to use their computers to log into my Facebook,
Wow.
to message the person to get to the apartment.
This is what life used to be like.
Yeah, and I am afraid of it. I'm afraid of.
I don't want to go back.
Yeah. I am afraid of the outside world in many ways. If I don't have data, if I don't have, or like, for example, I am locked out of Uber for life.
For life?
I did.
What did you do? What did you do in the back of an Uber, Raquel?
I didn't do anything. I swear to God, I didn't do anything. This is a true story. I can't have an Uber account because many years ago in Spain, I started creating an account and I didn't fully created it, but like my phone number or my credit card was there. And then I moved to Canada, and then I'm like, okay, I'll create the account, and like, but it was like the same credit card, and now different name because I transitioned different country, so it was flagged as fraud,
Wow.
and I haven't been able to contact a single customer service person. So to this day, I am not able to use Uber.
Aren't you?
I like giving out details of my personal life here to like the world. To like,
But aren't you gonna get a new credit card number? Like, doesn't your card expire and you get a new card?
yeah, but my phone number is already tied into.
Okay, this happened to me once. I owed Uber a bunch of money. Like, I ordered a bunch of food or took a bunch of rides, and I racked up this whole bill, and my credit card bounced, and I didn't pay it. And then I just like didn't use Uber for like years, like probably like 7, maybe even 10 years. And then recently I logged on and tried to make an account again with my same phone number, and I got this message that was like, "Are you K?" And I just said no. And I was able to make an account again because they just assumed that it's been so long that my phone number went to someone else, I think. So if you wait long enough, you might also get to commit this crime.
Well, I didn't commit any crimes. See, this is
The crime of transition.
this is transmisogyny in action. I didn't do anything wrong, and this is why also like I'm also wary of like long distances away from like public transit. You know, I don't want to be like too far away from home too late, and that's why I'm a boring person. That's why I became a boring person the moment I couldn't use Uber.
Not to gaslight you, but have you tried calling for a taxi?
Yes, have you? That
I-
shit's expensive.
It is expensive. Is it? Is it more expensive
I don't
than
think it's
Uber?
more
I feel like
expensive than
that
Uber.
that is a lie. That
Created by Big Uber.
Because in the beginning of Uber, it was so much cheaper, but they were just like trying to get it. They were just trying to destroy the taxi industrial complex, and then now it's as expensive.
I agree with Eve. I agree.
They're just both expensive.
Especially because Uber sometimes does this thing where if it's busy, like if it's raining or something, they'll overcharge you. Where
Yeah.
taxis, there's just a flat rate.
Exactly. And you get to call, it's so fun. You call the number and there's like a human who's like, "Hello."
I don't like to talk on the phone with people. I don't like. No, it's true. It's
There's
not
actually
with
an app
strangers.
for taxis.
What?
Yeah, there's a taxi.
But that
taxi
doesn't
app.
solve Raquel's problem because she has no data.
Exactly.
Well, you can't have no data and not want to talk on the phone.
That's true.
That's like the sacrifice you have. That's the choice
That's
you've
you
had
did to
make.
yourself.
Yeah.
Because you were streaming. We don't know what's where. We don't know
Like,
where.
We do know what. We do know where.
No, it's just like for the next 3 days, I just need to like schedule every single activity.
Why don't you
My
read a
days.
book, Raquel? Isn't your whole branding librarian?
Haven't you heard of
Have you
daydreaming?
ever tried about reading?
Yeah.
Crack a nice book, sit in a nice place, a library.
What do you mean?
It's your whole aesthetic, isn't it?
Why do you have to schedule? We're really like bullying you. Why do you have to schedule the next 3 days because you don't have data? I don't understand that part.
Just like
Because with data you can be spontaneous, and without data you have to schedule.
I need to schedule. Just like I knew I had to be here at 2:30, and I knew that there was going to be Wi-Fi here.
But why?
So that gave me hope to get through. You know,
But
going
if you
from
didn't,
where I.
if you did have data, you wouldn't have gotten here on time.
If I had data, I would have done more things. But you know, I was in somebody else's house with a 97 years old woman that was there as well. That's a different story. I'm not.
Even she has more data than you.
She has more data than me, and I would have lost my mind if I had to go somewhere that didn't have Wi-Fi. Look, I'm just sharing.
see.
This,
No,
this is
right,
therapy.
right, right.
No,
I'm sharing.
I understand.
I'm sharing a problem, and you're
We believe
bullying
you.
me.
Honestly,
No.
honestly, I feel like me and Eve need to check our privilege right now as people who have data.
I have unlimited data. Just
Who
to
has
go back to that
unlimited
again.
data. I also have like 40 gigs, so I feel like maybe we need to check our privilege and maybe we don't understand Raquel's lived experience.
Okay, is it a privilege or is it a mistake that Raquel has made in her own life that she needs to take accountability?
Victim blaming.
For who's the real victim here?
You're probably the real victim.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking
Wow.
for.
Well, I think good luck with your next 3 days.
What would you do with 3 days without data? I'm like, it's
They
also
would live their life.
I would live
normally.
my life. Yeah, I would live my life.
Live my
I might get a little
life,
lost a bit more, but like,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. You're used to this.
yeah, I'm used to. I don't know. Yeah, just kind of live your life, do your things, go to the gym,
But
hang out with friends.
Okay, I would struggle just to like totally go back on everything else I've said. I would struggle. It'd be hard. I don't know what I would do. I'd have to download things to listen to
Mhm.
before I go, and that is tough for me.
Yeah, I'm kind of like unwell in the sense that I don't really listen to things.
What do you mean?
how's that?
Like I don't listen to music at the gym.
I don't know if that makes you unwell. I think that makes
Yeah,
you
well-
like normal.
No, I feel like it's
Right?
kind of like
that more
I think
baseline?
it's a
Don't-
little more psychotic. Like, would you trust someone who doesn't listen to music at the gym?
It does make me look at you with a little bit of suspicion,
Right?
I mean, you know, don't let the music industry pathologize a very normal preference.
But yeah, the audio industrial complex.
I think it's because I have bad taste in music.
So you don't like your own taste in music.
Yeah, yeah. Every time I listen, there's a bit of shame.
What are you listening to? Oh, it's
Like pop. Honestly,
wrong
I'm
with
someone
pop?
I'm someone who loves the radio. I'm like someone who like drives, and I just like to listen to
that's great.
the
Kat.
radio.
That's fine.
That's completely
Except for,
fine.
oh my god. I was listening to the radio the other day. CISM or CISM, the
Yeah.
like keb.
Cis M.
CISM, the
Cis
the-
male.
This actually makes very sense.
It's
This
short
makes
for
sense my
cis
story
male.
actually. The CISM, the francophone like CKUT, like university radio station, and they were talking. It was in French, so I was like, and I was driving, so I was half paying attention. But there was something in me like, Pussy Patrol did a cover of this song by Wei Fu something called Femboy Hooters.
Oh yeah.
Have you heard this song before?
I've not heard the song, but I'm very familiar with the concept of femboy hooters.
Yes, it's a song, and they played it on the radio. And I'm like, part of me wants to play it for you right now. Can I play it?
Yeah. Play it.
I'm gonna play it. I was like, and I don't know if it's made by self-proclaimed femboys
Yeah,
or
by and
people who love femboys. But I was like listening to this on the thing that I found shocking was the fact that this was on the radio. Okay, here's the song. Ready?
This is gonna demonetize us.
Is it?
I think this is gonna get us extra.
Pulling up the femboy hooters. Imagine driving and this comes on.
Honestly, this could be added to my playlist.
Pulling up the femboy hooters, hey, hey, with the homies on our scooters. Pulling up the femboy hooters, hey, Hey, cause femboys are just so much cuter.
Oh my god!
Damn, this girl's so fucking fine. Flat ass shit's just like I like, but I gotta stop and wonder why there's bones between her thighs. Oh shit, is that a fucking guy? What the fuck? Might as well just stay, but I swear that I'm not bi. Femboy hooters, that's alright. We pull up every fucking night, cause femboys are so fucking tight. Hope they never leave my side. Hey, hope they never fucking go, cause they giving me a show and a handy on the low.
This was on the radio?
On the radio.
That
at,
is
2 p.m.
crazy.
on a Tuesday.
That's crazy. I used to be a radio host, and like we would not be able to play something like that at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Absolutely not.
I'm picturing you, driving the car, sunglasses,
Yeah.
maybe like the arm outside of the window, just blasting this. So the
Yeah.
whole neighborhood.
Handy on the low.
Yeah.
Handy on the low. Driving up to Femboy Hooters.
Yeah.
It is kind of unclear to me to what degree it's a parody.
Yeah.
Because like going to Femboy Hooters, think it's a girl, but then it's not. It's a femboy. Might as well stay. I'm into it, but I'm not bi. Wow. There's like so much like social gender analysis in there.
and on cis-M. On cis-M.
Nonetheless.
Yeah. I love hearing all of this. Thank you for sharing.
What do you guys think about femboys?
I don't have any femboy friends. Do you?
No, they've all become women.
I feel like I know some trans masks who
Oh.
identify as femboys,
As
which
soon
I
as you
know,
said that,
which
yeah.
I know is can be deemed as problematic.
Why?
I've heard it's been problematic before. I've heard trans feminine people say that it's a term that has been used derogatory towards trans feminine people, and it's inappropriate for trans masculine people to reclaim.
But also like a feminine like man of any kind, I feel like gets like such an awful form of like gendered oppression and violence, So I'm like, femboy, use it. That's my personal opinion on behalf of all trans feminine people, right, Raquel?
Yeah, no, I agree with Eve. I would. Any takes that Eve might or may not have on terminology pertaining trans feminine community, I'm always gonna endorse it.
How can I use this to my advantage?
You'll figure it out. You're a smart girl. Yeah, the thing is that I'll repeat it. I don't have femboy friends. For like our femboy listeners who want to just befriend me in a platonic way. I'm not looking for just. I want to hear about the lives and struggles of like just a normal femboy going about. He's like, what pronouns is femboy? Doesn't imply he, him.
His, their, she.
Oh my god!
What? Him, femboy. But also I feel like she. You know what I mean?
I guess depending on the moment.
Depending on the particular femboy.
My birthday's coming up.
Happy
Does
birthday.
anyone hate birthdays? Like have severe debilitating anxiety around organizing birthday parties?
I don't love it anymore, but I don't think I hate it. Raquel?
I'm starting as I get older, and I'm significantly old. I'm starting to get more mixed feelings about the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the way I'm coping with it is by making my birthday parties more and more half-assed. I know.
That's my problem. That's my
I
problem.
know
Love
that you're
this.
working on something elaborate.
Always.
Like there's logistics involved.
Yes, they just called me actually, the place, the venue, and I'm like, why are you calling me? I haven't answered. I don't know. I'm like, they're gonna be like, cancel everything and anything. And
Wait, how many times have they called you and you not
they just
answered?
called me while Femboy Hooters was playing. So I'll answer that after this podcast recording. But half-assed birthdays.
Yeah, that's the
That's-
secret for sure, to like not put so much pressure on it.
When did you start half-assing it?
When?
Yeah, like what age?
Around the time I realized I couldn't access Uber.
3 days ago?
No.
3 days ago?
No, that was years ago. But
Oh yes,
like my birthday's in the summer, so
that's an easy time to
that-
half-ass a birthday.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
park
like
hang.
park
I have a
hang. That's what
winter
I do.
birthday. Winter birthdays are hard to half-ass.
Yeah. I'm sorry for you.
It's okay.
Sounds really hard.
I have to ask you guys something that might be a bit triggering. I need to know about your Saturn's returns.
Oh, I love this.
The what?
Your
Saturn
Saturn
returns.
returns.
Do you know what that is?
No.
Well, it's a period where your Saturn goes back to the same place it was when you were born, usually around 29,
7 to
30,
Yeah.
28, 29, 30 years old. I'm going through mine right now. It started its shadow period or whatever last year, and it's creeping into peak for a little bit. Right this year, Saturn is in Pisces. So how was that for you?
Okay, my Saturn returns started spring 2020
Oh no.
through to like the end of 2023.
And so you were in Aquarius.
Yes.
Okay, I heard that one was rough. I mean, it was the pandemic.
Well, it was rough, but also that's the period where I like started doing comedy
Oh.
and I like started posting on TikTok.
Oh.
So like it was this like difficult period of transformation, but like
You became TikTok famous Eve.
yes.
Wow. So it was
Let's
fruitful.
go. It was fruitful for sure. I think that's the thing about Saturn returns is that it's difficult, it's challenging, but it like gets you to where you need to be.
It depends. Go ahead, Raquel.
So this is something that starts around the time you turn 29.
Yeah, 28, 29, 30.
Mhm.
That's kind of that window.
Okay. I guess for me, I moved to Montreal and transitioned,
There you
Wow.
go. Exactly.
Okay, so difficult but fruitful.
depending on who. You know,
Okay.
some people might have conflicting opinions about that, but
Okay.
yeah.
How
Yeah.
hard was it?
The period?
The period.
It was hard.
It
It
was
was
really
rough.
hard, okay.
Like it was mentally rough, I would say.
Mhm.
And it was hard. It was rough. I feel like it at the time it felt like sometimes the worst time in a long time,
Mm.
and then sometimes also the best.
Okay.
And then afterwards, I feel great. I feel like level.
Really, you're level after.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, not forever
Wow.
until the next time when I'm late 50s or whatever.
Oh,
It
really? There's
happens
another
again.
Saturn returns to
Mhm.
50
Happens
something.
every like 30 years.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
great. No, for me it was fucking awful. It's so bad. It is true. Like, moving to Montreal, the 10 months leading up to when I came out and transitioned full time, and then the 2 years after that, it's awful. It's just fucking everything about it was bad, and I only realized with time
Sweet,
it was
sweet,
just
sweet.
it's just
Okay.
awful.
Cool. Was it worth it? I'll ask.
I
you-
don't know. Yeah,
I'll
yes,
ask
it
you-
was worth it. It
I'll
was
a-
worth it.
Literally, I was on a panel once talking about being trans because I was in some movie or whatever, and then someone in the audience asked, "Are you happy now?"
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Also no.
Okay. Sounds stressful. Great.
Wait, what did you say to that? What did you say? What was your answer to that question?
I was like, honestly, like I don't
Are
know.
you?
I was like, shit's hard right now. The inflation, the world's fucked. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
The horrible, like
Yeah.
I struggle like any normal person, but like I think I was just like, yeah, like I feel more at home with myself and whatever. I found a lot of joy and my community and friends and
I
like,
have
beautiful.
data.
I have all the
But,
data I could ever need.
Okay, Saturn's return is rough. Good to know. I actually went to go see a couples astrologer with me and my boyfriend
Whoa.
at our 1 year, and they did like a small Saturn's return reading for us, and they looked at me and they were like, "Your Saturn's return is going to be really, really hard, but it's going to be really, really fruitful. Like you're going to get a lot out of it."
This is what I'm saying.
And then my boyfriend was like, "How about mine?" And then the astrologer goes, "It's just going to be really, really hard."
Wow. You really got to be careful about what kind of information you pull from the universe
Yeah.
through someone like that.
Yeah, my friend the other day was like, I have visions about my friends sometimes, like psychic visions, but I never know if it's appropriate, if people want to know about them. And then I was like, would you want to know if someone had a psychic vision about you, like about your future?
Would I want to know?
Yeah.
I feel like I've learned this lesson, which is like you don't always want to know. Because one time I got this tarot card reading that was so awful. And it was like at a bar that my friend was playing. It was like jazz and tarot. And like the tarot card reader was coming around and I was like, oh, so fun. Like, tell me about how awesome I am or whatever. And I was like, she's like, what's your question? And I said, it's about my career. Like, is it going to work? That's like my big question. And she was flipping through the cards. She like pulled out a couple and she was like, no.
Wait, was that all she said?
Oh, wait. No, it's already not working.
And she was obviously wrong because
Look at us
you.
now.
Look at us now.
Yeah.
Damn.
So you have to be careful about source.
I have to say that I not really into any kind of astrology. I'm sorry.
Whoa.
I'm really sorry.
Are you
I-
even queer, Raquel? That's
I'm
what someone
not.
said to me
I'm
once.
not. I'm just a
Straight woman.
No, I have an open mind. I like hearing you talking about it. I don't have the drive to like pursue any of those things. I prefer being on my phone, as we mentioned.
Honestly, fair. I feel you're part of the like alternative queers, like monogamous queers. You know, like the ones who are like so edgy for not engaging with what other queers are engaging with.
Wow.
I don't want to imply that I'm superior to anyone by that. I
Well,
just have my preferences.
What's your sign?
Okay, no, actually, no. Okay, here's the thing. I'm a Leo, and I tend yeah.
Okay, welcome back. Raquel just came out to us as
A hater.
A
An
hater.
astrology
No.
hater, non-believer,
heterosexual.
problematic,
No,
Queerphobic.
So not true. No. I just
chrononormative.
chrononormative. Yeah, okay, that one, yes, but no. I'll say, I'm a Leo, and I do feel like I tend to get along with other Leos, and that's as far as I go with astrology. It's too complicated for me to like think about all this extra. I have like astrology 101. That's it, basic. You're all on the premium package of astrology. There's like all these layers. It's like Scientology, and I'm not there.
There's so much to unpack there.
Okay, here's a hot take. Do you think that queers just love astrology because we're all incredibly socially inept for multiple reasons, whether that be childhood upbringing, neurodivergence, social anxiety, trauma, whatever, bullying, and it's just easy to have a common language or topic to share and talk about that everyone agrees upon is important to help mitigate the fact that we are all incredibly socially inept?
No.
Yeah, like straight. No. Yeah, it's just like
It's like the weather.
it's just like straight Canadian men in hockey.
Yeah.
It's just like that.
Wow.
What?
Compared heterosexual men playing hockey, talking about hockey, to queers and astrology.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Is it?
I don't know. I think that's part of it, but I also, not to get woo woo, but it's also like we're all, maybe queer people have like spent their whole lives doing more internal investigation, and they're more like interested in identity and like wanting a belief system that like tells them who they are, and that's what astrology gives.
And maybe astrology offers like there's structure to it, but it's not so rigid in the sense of like
Open to interpretation.
exactly. And then maybe we're used to being in a society where identity is very, very rigid, and there's all these kinds of rules about it, and there's like comfort in fitting in those boxes and those labels sometimes, but it's nice to have, I don't know, I guess astrology can almost like a utopic structure, that where we do have categories and we do have structures and we do have ways to like relate to one another and to ourselves, but there is still like
Play.
fluidity and complexity.
Yes.
And because it's always like, are you born this way or is it nature, nurture? And it's nice to have a system where not everything is socially constructed and some things do just exist because of the stars.
That's
Gender's fake, but astrology's real.
Welcome to my TED Talk.
I just like it because I'm a Libra and I really like the Libra sign because I think it's the best one.
Why is it the
Not to
best
brag.
one? Why is it the best one?
Well, I feel like every time you read a Libra thing, it's always like, you're doing great. People love you. Keep going, sweetie. Whereas for the first, like, for a few years, I thought I was a Scorpio rising, but that was incorrect because I had my birth time wrong. And those were much more harsh. So if I was a Scorpio, maybe I wouldn't like astrology as much.
Look, it's just like everything that you were saying about categories and wanting to like put people in categories. I did it in my 20s, but with the different currents of leftism. Like, and I didn't care if someone was a Capricorn, but like, oh, they're a Trotskyist or whatever.
But the other path.
So,
for
so
people
what were
take
you?
Culturally.
Were you a Leninist, Marxist, Maoist?
I'm not gonna disclose that yet. That will go for the Patreon.
Subscribe to find out what kind of leftist Raquel.
Leave it in
Yeah,
the
I
comments.
wanna-
Leave
I
it in the
want-
comments. Read
I
Raquel.
want to monetize this.
Leave it in the
Monetize
comments what
comments,
you think,
yeah.
which type of leftist you think Raquel was. Leave it in the comments. We'll start a poll.
A sellout, a reformist. Yeah, but that at some point in my 20s, I probably was using that in the same way. Which now I don't see people in categories. I only, I just
see astrology.
I just focus on what's important in life. Can I use the person in front of me for selfish purposes or not? That's all that matters in life.
Do you think the youth queers, the Gen Z queers, care about astrology?
Yes.
Oh, really? That you know this for a fact?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I said that so confidently, but I also
Yeah.
have like very little data to back that up. But I just feel like it fits in the vibe.
Yeah. I feel like it is something that has been passed down through generations
Yeah.
of giving a fuck about astrology.
Maybe Gen Alpha though is like, you all are idiots. This
They're just
isn't
like
true.
skibbity toilets, Stanley,
You would know.
Sigma.
Wouldn't you know? I feel like you would know the most.
If they
working
care
with-
about astrology.
Working with the youth.
I haven't heard much about astrology.
Hmm.
Yes. Yet.
Maybe it's very millennial too. I don't know.
It feels very millennial.
It's very BuzzFeed
Yeah.
quiz.
It's very.
Oh,
it's
crap.
giving. Yeah.
But like the kids that you work with, that you're around, do you witness Gen Alpha queers being queer, or like
I
they
think Gen
tone
Alpha is
it
a
down?
bit young to know. What is Gen Alpha? The one is
2010.
2010. So that's what age now? That's
14.
14.
Yeah, I've been around like 10, 9, 8, 10-year-olds.
Yeah, it's too young.
I've seen, I think in like maybe 15, 14, there, it's regular queer discovery age. I feel like around 14 is when you start realizing
Okay.
more so. There's definitely kids that I'm like, you're a Sorry, go away.
Just the image of like you like pointing at a child and saying that's so funny.
Not obviously saying that, but there's just kids I can clock.
Jimmy, you are a
Have you
Obviously not. But there's kids who are obviously I'm clocking at a young age
yeah.
as being queer. Yes.
Powerful
Yes.
stuff.
Often the ones who really like Harry Potter.
People
Yeah,
still
that's the
like
thing.
Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, they still like Harry Potter.
They're not like no.
I don't think they know. I don't think the young kids know. At least the ones that I know, like that I like the 9-year-olds and the 10-year-olds. I don't think they're aware of the
JK.
JK drama.
But also I thought
Sorry,
it was such a
but
millennial
what-
thing.
what is Harry Potter?
I'm so much better than everyone. I'm European.
That's what happens when you have 3 hours of no data.
Yeah.
Forget current events. God, Europeans.
Isn't it a European thing, anyways?
Isn't it? Yeah, isn't
It's a
it
British
the UK
thing? Yeah.
countryside?
I don't know what's that. Is that?
Yeah, she's British.
Yeah, she's British.
She's British.
She's British.
Oh no, we're not doing that.
British.
Let's stop this now. I have a thing to ask for your analysis on.
Okay.
I had a dream last night. I've been having some like really messed up dreams because of my medications, and sometimes they're really fun and interesting. Last night I had one that I wrote down because I wanted to talk about. I was at a show, at a big comedy show that was taking place in a church. First clue of something weird. And all of a sudden they like called me up to go first. I didn't even know I was performing. And then I got up there and I took off all of my clothes.
Oh, yeah.
And I like ran around the stage and I like forgot all my material and I tried a bunch of new things and some of them worked so well and then some of them didn't, including my like final like punchline joke, like silence. And then I talked to some of the comedians after and they were like, yeah, that was fine.
Were you still naked?
When I got off stage?
Yeah.
No.
Hmm.
I wasn't.
I think you know, you in your dreams you're just thinking about like the stress of being vulnerable on stage and you know sharing those intimate parts of you and how it relates to your childhood. You've talked about your childhood and churches.
Oh, it's true. Yeah.
And it's all there. It's all there. I'll just say, performing comedy naked, I would like to do it one day.
I would also.
There's
Strip comedy.
They have there's a queer show in Denver, where like it's just a regular show, but everybody's naked.
Wait, is the audience naked too?
That's a good question. I don't know, but
Probably not.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen clips of this. Yeah,
Oh my god, I don't know if I would actually do that.
I would.
Now that I'm thinking about it.
I would.
I would totally do it.
I would.
I'm,
Okay.
let's do it.
Yeah. I
I'll
would
consider it.
so much do it. Yeah.
Wait, one other aspect of my dream I forgot to bring up, which is that part of my material was talking about the bottom surgery that I had.
Stealing my
Stealing your content, which I haven't. Oh god, whatever. And like was obvious to the crowd. And then I like my final joke was like about it that like didn't land.
I feel like your dream is actually telling you that you need to be more vulnerable with your comedy.
Oh wow! But it didn't work. Is the thing?
No, it didn't work because you were lying,
Yeah.
and people could see because you were
wow.
naked. And I think the thing is that to level up your comedy, you have to be more vulnerable.
Oh my god, this is crazy.
But I agree with Ka.
I don't like this.
This is exactly the reaction that you're having.
I don't like this. Yeah, maybe.
What if we was a strip comedy where like every time the audience laughs a lot, you have to take off an article of clothing or something like that, like some sort of gimmick, like a strip.
It's usually the
Right.
opposite. It's usually like
When
when
something doesn't work.
When
yeah,
you
some-
flop.
when something like doesn't land, something bombs, you take a piece of clothing.
Oh,
But
Then none of us will take off
Yeah, no, we won't
anything.
be so
exactly. No,
dressed.
I think you know those are interesting, but like
just naked. Just get to
just
the point.
right away.
Right
Yeah.
away.
If we're gonna do
Get
it, do
naked.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you change your material or would you do the same material naked?
I feel like it'd be weird not to address being naked.
I would
right?
I would be talking about Bertolt Brecht and Bob Dylan while naked. Yeah. I don't know.
I would love to do it. I love being naked personally.
I really don't mind being naked.
Yeah.
That's something that some people might be surprised, but I used to hate it. I don't mind it at all.
I feel like I don't hate it. I don't mind it, but I don't think I prefer it kind of in any way.
I've looked into several nudist colonies.
Oh, yeah?
Before. Yeah. I've thought about moving to a nudist maybe not right now, but like to retire. They seem incredibly white and incredly heterosexual, and I think I don't.
There's
want
no
that
queer
to be-
nudist colony.
There's a
That
few,
really
but I feel like
surprised
they're
me.
more
Okay.
like gay,
Right.
cis gay men nudist colonies.
This could be your calling.
To start a nudist. Oh my god, the drama though.
Yeah, that's why that's why there's none left.
The drama. What do you think the drama at the nudist colony would be?
I mean, like the same, I guess.
No, there would be definitely people saying that it's problematic that some people get to be naked, like, or that they're being naked in the wrong way.
But
We need to have like
everyone has to be naked.
I know, but someone
will find a way.
Someone will find a
Should
way.
you have to be naked? That's probably the first mistake. That's probably the first.
Oh,
You
like
can't
we're a
force people to be naked.
We're a nudist colony, except like we can't force people to be naked.
Yeah. so you can
Consent.
be naked if you want.
But I think it only works.
You can
if everyone's
identify
naked.
as naked. You know, you can. You're not ready to be naked.
I've got it.
You're not ready to be naked,
it.
but you know, it's a space for you to feel safe with the idea of experimenting with maybe at some point being naked.
I feel like there's going to be discussion. There's going to be discourse about the exclusion of the never nude, the people who don't want to be naked, can't be naked,
And yeah, because they're valid.
excluded. They are
And
so valid.
But maybe we could have like a closed zone.
And we're talking about like separate spaces. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
how much space does the
Yeah.
clothed zone get?
Yeah.
Is there clothed privilege?
Mm.
I would argue yes, but in the space of the nudist colony, no. But
Well, I think that's the thing. I think like a nudist colony would be okay because you're creating an alternative space in a clothed world.
Drama at the Nudist Colony is a great name for like a song or something.
Yeah.
What would you call it?
Ooh, I need help. You can also pitch ideas here. Come on.
I'm just picturing. I'm picturing it being like rural. Also,
Yeah. You need space.
Mhm.
It's got to be warm.
it also could just be like the raspberry patch. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to be like
Yeah,
queers without clothes with a Q. Oh, it could be that too.
that's pretty good.
That sounds like an event though. This
Yeah.
is a
Bear.
intentional community.
Just bear.
Just bear.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Bear bears.
Care bears.
Care bears.
Care with a Q. Care bears.
Wow, that's so convoluted. This is an aspect of queer culture I don't know how I feel about.
What the name making, the pun making.
Yeah. Love and hate it.
We literally called our podcast Throuples Therapy.
What? That's genius, though. That's literary genius.
Can you hate on any queer themed name publicly in front of the cameras? Any name?
No, I wouldn't dare to do that.
I would love to. I think it would be great.
If I do, though, then you have to stand by me, like you said earlier.
Yeah, that is true.
I got nothing. They're all great.
They're all so good.
They're
I
all
love
so
when people
funny.
put queer in the names. It's time for real trauma.
Fake trauma.
Validate me.
Yes. Okay, that was interesting.
Validate me.
Does anyone have trauma?
Yes, I do.
This isn't about your data again, is it?
No, no. So this is something that I've been getting flashbacks about it. I've been thinking. I've been having dreams and nightmares. Growing up as a teenager, I'm quite tall, and I used to be a basketball player, and I was good. I was very good. I really loved the sport. One could say I was maybe going some places. I had good fundamentals. But it is true, and in Europe, in Spain, there's like lots of basketball is played, and I
already feel like this. Anyway,
Continue.
I already feel like it's a lie, but
Spain has won the World Basketball Championships several times, and I was playing competitive basketball. You don't believe me,
opposed to
but
cooperative basketball.
no, like and leagues and
Okay.
Okay.
I was training. You don't believe me, but
We'll see.
Okay.
it's all this bullying that I finding my way, and I was good. I read the defenses very well, and the moment I started struggling with gender feelings, I felt like I had to stop. And once I transitioned, I felt like since then I have never touched a basketball because I'm terrified of like being used as a pawn of in the culture wars, and I don't want anyone being mad at me for like taking up space or my clear biological advantage of being just superior at basketball, and I've been grieving that, how much I enjoyed playing that sport.
Okay.
And I'm sad.
Give me some basketball terms. Tell me
that's what I was gonna
some
ask.
basketball terms.
What was your position?
Yeah, what'd you
also?
play?
I was a power forward.
That's not a position.
That is definitely a position.
A power forward?
Yeah, that's a position.
Like what are the other what are the other positions?
Yeah.
What are the other forwards, for example?
This is the other one is the small forward.
Oh my god. This is so
What are some of the moves? What do you do in basketball?
You can dribble, you can pass the ball, you can shoot, you can position yourselves and go for the rebound.
position yourself.
Look, I was playing that sport in a different country, in a different
Okay,
language.
what are they in Spanish? What are the different?
That's not gonna
That's not gonna make a good podcast if I start telling you basketball terms.
Okay.
I was played as a power forward.
power forward. This is downtown all over again.
Well, we'll see.
Shout out. There's Queer Hoops. If you ever want to play basketball with a bunch of homosexuals and transsexuals.
Yeah, why haven't you joined that, Raquel?
Well, I haven't joined Queer Hoops.
No, because you never know who's gonna be around taking photos and posting it on lips of TikTok, and it makes me sad. But I was so good.
You're such a good power forward.
What age were you a power forward?
Since I turned 12 or 13.
How many players are there on a team and on the field? On the whatever.
5 on each team.
That's not true. Is it?
It's hard to do the quiz because we know very little about basketball.
Guess I could picture that.
What is the basketball team name of the most popular basketball team in Spain?
Go.
And it's the same as in soccer. I mean, it's like the big two, Real Madrid and Barcelona, because it's the same team for all the sports.
It's the same
It's
team.
the same people play basketball that play
No,
soccer.
the same organization.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
How many points is a free
It's a
is
shot.
a like far shot?
A
Whatever
what?
that's called.
How many points? How many points per shot?
Well, it can be 2 at a regular shot. It can be 3 a 3-pointer, or 1 from a free throw. See, like
That was pretty
I
good.
know
That was pretty good.
I know.
That was pretty good.
Also, don't know if that's true.
I think that is true.
Well, I mean, if you're in North Korea, there's also
How are
like
you gonna finish that sentence?
Kim Jong-un added new rules to the sport, and there's like 4 points shot too.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I obviously know my basketball, and
Wait, so power forward.
I was a power.
Small forward. What are the other?
What are the other
What
positions?
are
You
the
said 5
non-forwards?
teams.
Like so, in order,
there's 5 of them.
The point guard is the smallest person at the brains that is telling everyone what to
Okay,
do.
the point guard.
I don't
the-
think that's okay.
Then there's the shooting guard, which is the second smaller one, and they shoot. Then the small forward, then the power forward, and then the center, which is the biggest person. It's just closer to the basket and just like has the biggest ass, and it's just ass to ass. If I were to play right now, I would be a center. But when I was a teen, I was thin, and I was not.
So it's arranged by height and ass size.
It is.
Okay.
Caitlin Clark, as far as I understand, she's a point guard. She's not a power forward.
Is this a trans basketball player?
No, there's no trans basketball
Okay.
players. She's
Who's
like
Caitlin Clark?
she's like the most famous female basketball player,
Oh,
like
oh,
this
sorry.
Okay, sorry.
WNBA.
Shout
You
out Caitlin
clearly
Clark.
haven't been to champs
On
to like
WNBA. Oh, you watch basketball still?
sometimes, but then I get very sad about my unfulfilled potential.
When was the last time you watched a basketball game?
Last year.
Who was playing?
It was the final. It was the college basketball finals. It was Kaylin Clark's Iowa against I don't know if it was Connecticut or whatever. Like Iowa lost. And
Connecticut.
I love how I'm giving like the most accurate information here, and Eve is like,
I
that's
feel like we're just gaslighting you because Eve actually know nothing about
yeah,
basketball.
I know.
Okay, so what do you... Clearly, we don't believe you.
Yeah,
I'm like starting to be convinced. I'm not going to lie. But I still want to say it's not true. Not valid. That trauma's not valid.
Yeah, I also just don't believe you.
So are we gaslighting or are we affirming?
Are we gaslight or are we gas right?
Are we calling in or are we calling out? Calling on?
I think honestly,
don't pull some like what is the truth?
yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
It was
Don't queer this game.
I just queer this game. There might be some truth to it.
Okay, so my guess is that you watch basketball but you never played it and you don't have trauma about playing it.
Is that what do you agree with that?
I feel like you played, but you weren't that good. And that's the real reason you stopped playing. It has very little to do with dysphoria, but rather you just weren't very good at
part I don't believe at
basketball.
all. The transphobia I don't believe at all.
Okay, can't go at it.
So you played and you just weren't that good.
But I was a power forward.
That cannot be real. Can someone
It is.
fact check that?
It is true.
I can't tell if we're still playing or not.
Cuz so through me.
Wow.
Hey Google, is there such a thing as a power forward?
Oh, given your algorithm, it's going to show us something completely
Yes,
different.
power forward is a position in basketball.
Wow.
I was so bad.
Why don't you play? Don't play now then?
Because you're still not that
Oh,
good.
because you're not good at it. I
You're
forgot.
not good at
Oh,
it.
because you're not good at it. I
She's not
forgot.
good- She's not good at it. Competitive.
I've actually played with Queer Hoops a few years ago, a bunch
Oh.
of times. Shout out to them. I don't go anymore because I'm a busy person, and I probably would destroy my knees and ankles jumping one more time. I've played this summer. I played some pickup basketball with some comedians.
Oh,
That was
Wow.
cute.
Comedians.
that's something you can do without data. Play basketball.
But I mean, you need some communication, to be like, okay, the
Queer
court-
hoops happens at the same place every week.
But I can't.
Same time.
I can't take the comedians there because I was playing with mostly straight comedians. Because
Clearly, you don't have trauma about this sport.
No.
You're just bouncing that ball, all types of people.
You just
I
used
said
your-
that I said that you were right. You were right.
You use the very real experience of transphobia
and women
to
and
make
trans,
us
and trans
think-
women in sports.
to hide and obscure your inability and your lack of playing basketball.
And I
well.
was making a point there about how, there's no such thing as biological advantage.
A lot of
If you suck,
Yeah.
you're gonna suck. And I was making this was a statement. This was political.
Anyone could be bad at basketball.
Yeah,
Yes.
anyone.
Are we saying goodbye to our listeners?
Yeah.
It's time to say
Okay,
goodbye.
do we have any free therapeutic advice for our listeners?
Don't lie about being bad at sports. Just embrace it.
Always agree with any trans feminine person sitting to your left. It's working out great for me.
If you're going through your Saturn's return, you will not be okay. But you may transition to
A TikTok star.
a TikTok star.
Maybe you'll become an influencer.
Yeah.
Who knows? Also, I've been meaning to say this the whole time, but I forgot. Is it Saturn's return or Saturn returns? I always thought it was Saturn returns.
What was I saying?
Saturn's return, which is like kind of more poetic and beautiful. Saturn's return.
She's coming back. She's
But I
coming
think
on
it
the
is
block.
Saturn returns. But Saturn's return. It's really gorgeous.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Adios. Hasta luego. Besicos.
That was good for you.
Throuples Therapy is a production by the three of us. Don't forget to follow us at Throuples Therapy Pod. See you next time.